Dude, is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, I'm gonna give a shout out to Splash. Make sure y'all go down below in the description and go smash that subscribe button on Splashy's page, okay? Because he came up with this tier list. Gonna be going over my tier list. I'm not ranking myself, but I will be ranking everybody else in here on this tier list, okay? And use this tier list how you want, okay? Use it as a way of, if you're on this tier list, awesome. If you're not on this tier list, don't blame me, blame Splash, okay? But use this tier list as motivation maybe, okay? Or, to prove a point, right? Because a lot of you guys, I might not have played, I might not know, and so I'm just gonna, put you where I think you should be. And a lot of you guys, I might just not be as high on because, matchup dependent or whatever else. But again, don't take this the wrong way. I love each and everybody on this tier list. Before we dive any further into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we're on the road to 90,000 subscribers. Starting with Agent, you know the vibes. He is absolutely horrible. Whoever bought Ron's account literally wasted all the money in the world, okay? So if you don't know the backstory, Ron called, whoever Agent, you know the vibes is, bought his account, probably paid like $2,000 to get bopped in the first round by 30 points. This dude is terrible. He is F tier. I'm not putting him in F tier as just a way of saying like he is not good. He is horrible. He is absolutely horrible. Stop Delete, I have no idea who he is, so I'm putting him in D tier. Anger, look man, Anger's been good. Like, it's not just this year. Last year he was good. Again, it's current gen, next gen. Anger played on current gen mostly. I don't know if he's touched next gen. I think he made the final four of the PlayStation side. Right now, I'm going to put him in B tier. Again, we've got a lot of guys that are going to go to S and A tier. So he might move up to A. Definitely is not going to move down. Anger is good at 2K. Whatever you all do, don't side bet with him, okay? Just throwing that out there. Don't side bet with him. You're bound to get scammed. AO up next. AO, again, I don't know. I'm gonna take Stop Ali off this list because I really don't know who it is. And some of those guys I might just do it for. AO, he's tough on next gen, especially with fades when that came in the game, Luca and stuff like that. He was solid at the game. He really was. He was a guy a couple of years ago. He was in play now in that type of a scene. So he's definitely good at the game. And I respect him and his game quite a bit, but I can't go any higher than C tier. Now, next up is Lolly, okay? And y'all know, I don't necessarily love Lolly, and I'll tell him he's horrible. He really is not bad at the game, and I'm not trying to hype him up, whatever. He's not horrible. He's not F tier. He's way better than Agent, you know the vibes. This is me being honest. If it was my tier list, like, and I would have him in F tier, but he's beat me before, so I can't really have him in F tier. He's probably top 5 nah, he's not very good. I'm gonna leave him in C tier because realistically, he's not super good, but he has beat me before, and I mean, he's beat other top players on the Xbox side before. So I'm gonna put him in C tier because I mean, he's solid enough at the game, no matter what I actually think about the dude. Authentic, look, Authentic's a guy. He's been around at least since last year. I think he was around even before 2K20. He's been around the game a while. I saw him play round 1, and it was over in the first quarter. And again, he got a rough round 1 draw against Splash, but the game was over early on. And he's solid, but I don't necessarily think he's that next level good. And maybe I'll put him with Anger in B tier because I do think he's better maybe than the guys at C tier. Maybe that's a little disrespectful. I wish you wouldn't have got Splashy round 1 and 250 because that's not necessarily fair for Authentic Breed to get Splashy in round 1. Baller for life, isn't he horrible? Again, I don't necessarily know who this dude is. Didn't he like stall somebody in 250? I don't necessarily know. He's not very good at the game though. Beezus. I'm trying to not put everybody in C tier right now. Right now, I'm gonna do this because I do think Lolly's better than everybody else at C tier. If I had to say, now he's all West, so it's hard. But if I had to say, now Beezus is interesting because he beat Hims in 250. I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure he did, right? Or he either beat him or gave him a tough game. I don't really remember exactly how that went. He stalled, I think, in the 250K tournament. But Beezus has been around. It's not just this year. This tier list is about, yes, this year specifically, but, how good of a 2K player I think you are, considering both gens, everything like that. And Beezus, he's pretty solid on this game. Now, Blessed, again, if we're talking about their whole body of work throughout the entire year, I think Blessed has a whole body of work, maybe better than Beezus, maybe better than AO, maybe better than Authentic. This is a dude that early on when he came up, I'm pretty sure with the switch all defense. He's the first dude that I played that ran the switch all defense, and he was tough with it. Say what you want about Bless, but I'm pretty sure, did I play him in round 2 of 250? I think I played him in round 2 of 250. Obviously, he didn't play well against me, but I mean, this dude is tough. Bless is obviously very tough at the game, but he doesn't play current gen, only next gen. And if I had to say, I think Lolly overall has a better body of work throughout the entire year than Bless does. Breath, has he been around too much this year? I don't know. Breath obviously last year, quad this year. I don't know if he's really been around. I'm going to put him at D tier. But don't take that, in the wrong way. Obviously, if I rank you where you don't want to be ranked, you have a lot to prove. And take that as motivation. We still got A tier and S tier empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find an A tier or S tier player, and I'm going to put him up there. No, I'm not. I'm just going to keep going in order. Carlo. Again, don't take this the wrong way. Carlo is not very good at 2K. Take it how you want. He is just objectively not good at 2K. He lost round 1 against probably who I did think was one of the worst players on the Xbox side. But again, don't take this lightly. I'm just giving you guys my honest opinions. And just because you're the worst player on the Xbox side doesn't mean you're bad at the game. It's just this tier list is some of the best of the best. Carlo is not very good at this game. He's not. And again, he's gotten better over the course of time. He's probably going to continue to get better. But right now, Carlo is not very good. Cash Mr. Money. I'm trying to think if I've ever really even seen him play. I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever played Cash Mr. Money. I don't know. He's on PlayStation again. I don't know too much about him. He didn't really make too much noise in 250, so I'm going to put him in D tier. Again, D tier is not horrible, but I'm really focusing on, C tier to above. D tier is one of those tiers that, I just don't think you're that good. Now, CB. I think Splash had him pretty low on his list. I respect CB. Now, why do I respect CB? Here, I'm going to give you guys an overlay of why I respect CB and why I think CB is good, okay? First of all, he qualified pretty early on. He had, I think, the lowest total score overall, which doesn't matter, but he qualified week 1. He then went back and improved his score. So double quad, both on Xbox Next Gen when he tried. Improved his score so he didn't, we didn't have to match up early on. And then proceeded to breeze his way to the finals, beating Peja, he is A tier. I don't care what you say about CB. The body of work that he has this year, making the finals this year, I think he's A tier. Again, you guys don't necessarily have to agree with me. You guys can say what you want. Maybe CB is B tier. We'll see where it ends up with. But CB made the finals, literally breezed his way on that side to make the finals. I think he beat Swag, he beat Peja, if I'm right. He had a tough road, and he made it through it. So definitely respect him. Chandler, look, man, he qualified for 250. But he's not C tier. It's just that simple. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying Chandler's bad. He's on this list for a reason, but he's not very good at the game. Clipped, I'm trying to think. A lot of these PlayStation dudes I really don't know too well. So Clipped, again, I might be way off, but if I don't know you that well or haven't played against you specifically, it's just gonna be tough to rank. Clamps is good, man. Say what you want. Clamps is good. Clamps, Anger, Authentic. I think they all were kind of in the same group last year. I think, and they're all pretty tough. Oh, Hims, look, he double quad. Hims double quad. Hims he's a tough guy to rank. How am I supposed to rank Hims? He trolls in every tournament he's in. Literally trolls. So yeah, it's hard to break him outside of 250. I will say, personally, I don't like playing Hims. I struggle in my personal matchup with Hims. His play style, he's smart against me, and so I struggle against Hims. Not to say I lose a lot, but a lot of our games are really close. If not, I lose. And so that's just me respecting Hims on a personal level, but as far as, 250, he lost to some guys I didn't think he would lose to, and so when it breaks it down, I got him at C tier. And again, C tier, when we're talking about the best of the best, is not a bad tier. Creepy Pyramids. Didn't Creepy Pyramids make some noise on the Xbox side? I'm trying to think. I don't think I actually ever played Creepy Pyramids, but I don't remember the exact bracket. I could pull it up for you guys really quick. But I feel like Creepy Pyramids low-key made some noise. Did he beat Justin? Is he the guy that beat Justin? I feel like Creepy hooped in 250, so I'm gonna put him in C tier again. I don't know who this guy is. Again, it's no disrespect, but if you're on PlayStation, again, I haven't played you. It's probably just I'm not gonna know you too well. Deep Pockets isn't his Breeze. Breeze is good. Again, I don't know if I played Breeze too much this year, but Breeze is good. I will say that, and I know he's been tough this year. He's been tough in past years. I remember, I think in 2K20 at the end, he was really, really tough at the game. So I'm gonna put Breeze right there in A tier. Drex. Let's talk about it. Now, I played Drex one time, and I'm not going to talk about it because I didn't get the best Drex. But Drex is a hooper. You want to talk about a guy that took Swaggy all the way down to the wire? Again, I didn't necessarily watch the game because that was when I was going through my own little thing. I played Drex before 250. I thought, this guy is going to hoop. And he did hoop. His playstyle was hooping. He beat Jirussi. He almost beat Swaggy. Like, Drex is solid on 2K. He definitely is. He can dribble his head off. Duffy. Look, Duffy, with all due respect, like, you can hate my list and not like it. You beat me once this year, and I was off on PS5 earlier this year. Like, when I shoot earlys and lates, I'm going to lose to a lot of people. But Duffy is a guy that, like, when I played, it wasn't like he was that top dog. He's solid, and Duffy knows he's solid, but I don't know. I need to see him make some noise in 250. Dunk God. I'm trying to think. Have I ever even played Dunk God? Do I even know who this dude is? I don't think I know who Dunk God even is, to be honest with you. Is he from overseas? I think he is. I think people were talking about how he's not very good. Again, I don't know how he did in 250, but I'm putting him at F tier. I'm sorry. I just don't think he's very good. DW Zone. Did I play DW Zone? Again, he's on Xbox. I'm trying to think if I played DW Zone or who it was, that I did. I don't think I played DW Zone. I don't know too much about him. Again, he's been in a multiple 250s. I'm going to put him at C tier. I just really don't know where to rank him. JayCanada. He's an unlimited sweat, but he's not very good. I think he did qualify. Never really made any noise, but I think he got popped by Bless round 1 is what I think happened. And again, we'll shift these as things happen, but we're getting a lot of solid players coming up here, and 11 is one of those solid players. 11, easily A tier, easily. And here's the deal, because of how good 11 is on both current gen and next gen, by the end of this, he might be at S tier. I'm just throwing it out there. By the end of it, he might be at S tier. I mean, obviously, 11's one of those guys that lives on the game. He loves his game, and he is so tough. Definitive, he's been tough all year. Obviously, there's been times, like, everybody's not necessarily been tough. He's been tough all year. I met him in the finals of 250, and what do you want me to say? If you secured $50,000 plus this year, you're in S tier. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Definitive S tier. Obviously, on PlayStation 5, to come out of that, you got Splash, you got Jin, you got all these dudes on PlayStation 5 that are so tough. And for E to come out of there, you got T-Loading. And for E to come out of there, he S tier, no doubt about it. Air Irving, I'm sorry, is just not very good. I'm not saying Air Irving's bad. D tier is just one of these tiers, like, okay, y'all might be okay, but y'all gotta improve. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta improve to be in this C tier. Who guys that have made a little bit of noise, and it's just that simple. Phase, he's B tier. I don't remember what gen it on, but earlier this year I had a lot of success first phase. I did. I'm just being honest. I had a lot of success first phase. We played a lot, and most of the games weren't close. But then he made the 250K semifinals, beating Lolly, who obviously Lolly is in B tier, who I think is solid enough. So again, if you made the semis of your console, I think you deserve to be in B tier. So if I left you off this list and you didn't make it like a D tier, if you're in D tier and you're on PlayStation, like made the semis, I just want to apologize, because look, you deserve to be respected. Most feared, he's not good, but I think this is the guy. Most feared and feared. I don't know everybody. I really don't. But I think he's the guy that took Jin down to the wire on current gen. Like literally Jin's first game, I think he about beat him. But he's not good at my team. He's just not. I saw Isaac playing him and literally bopping him a couple days before 250. Jen, I don't know how to rank Jen. I haven't seen Jen play all year. So Jen, I'm gonna leave you off this list, because this year I have no clue where I would rank you. And that's not disrespectful. It's just saying I have literally no idea. Giants fan, can we stop disrespecting Giants fan? Giants gotta make some noise in 250 for me to be any higher on him. Up next here we got Grinch. Grinch is horrible. Like, you want to talk about a guy that is horrible, it's Grinch. And I'm not saying it out of disrespect, because obviously I don't like Lolly, or Lolly and I have had whatever, and he's at B tier because Lolly's actually good. Grinch is horrible. Like, when you talk about horrible guys in my team, or guys that wager that are literally so free, it's Grinch. It's really Grinch. Grinch needs to stick to Players Lounge, because right now in my team, he's just not good. And that's just me being completely honest. You got a guy that wagers, and you can't, first of all, he makes you use your own account. So for me, it's my no money spent, whatever else. And the Grinch gonna be like, yeah, you won't talk about the time I beat you. All right, you beat me on my no money spent. Like, cool, okay, like, cool. Back when it was awful, okay. But Grinch makes you run certain lineup restrictions. He's just not good at my team. It's just that simple. Jirussi, here we go. I'm gonna right now, and again, take this how you want, okay? I'm gonna put JayRrday in C tier. Now again, the reason he's in C tier, okay, is first of all, Drex, who beat him, is in B tier, okay? And that was a fun game to watch, whatever else. JayRrday qualified on both gens. But for me personally, it's okay, you qualified. But what can you do after that qual? Qual is the first step, and that's why you're on this list, most people, is because you qual. But it's what do you do after that qual? If you win Players Lounge consistently, you win every tournament consistently, then I'll respect you. But again, JayRrday is the type of dude that he didn't spend money on the game this year, so in tournaments he never had his team, and he, like him, would troll in tourneys. So I'm gonna put him at C tier, but JayRrade is a guy, he beat me in first qual. So we're gonna talk about a guy that was tough way back in the game. It's JayRrade. There's no doubt about it. But when it came down to it in 250, that's what I'm really here, talking about. Vardo. Wait, who is this? Is this Vardo? I think this is Vardo, okay? And is Vardo the guy that was tough? I think he was tough. I think if I have what I think is correct, Vardo is the guy from overseas who's tough. I think it is what we're talking about. And obviously Vardo, again, I thinking he lost round 1 to 11, but that was a close game. I like 11. You guys got him in A tier. I got him in A tier. But Vardo's a guy, again, people played him and he was winning wagers, pre-250. So I like and I respect Vardo, but again, on the biggest stage, I just didn't really see it from him. Insane is horrible. I mean, maybe he's not horrible. I don't really remember. Again, I don't play him, but I think he was the worst seed on was it current gen or next gen? I think it was current gen. He was the worst seed. And was this the guy I played in round 1? I'm pretty sure it was. I respect you, but the only reason he even got to round 2 was because of obviously the leg out that did occur. But Isaac, man, here's the deal with Isaac. Isaac gotta qual for 250. He got to, man. He's got to qual for 250. Listen, 250 is like that biggest stage, right? And that's simple, because Isaac, I saw him on Xbox beat Lolly. Like, I saw it the other day, right? On Xbox, not even on his thing. And you talk about even definitive or 11. Like, Isaac probably beat those guys plenty of times this year, even Breeze. But my thing is this. If you don't qualify on either current gen or next gen, it's tough to rank you. It really is, because the pressure, you don't play under pressure situations very often, and it's just tough to rank. And so, Isaac, no disrespect, but this is more than anything, I hate to say it, my opinion on you and 250 results. Outside of this dude. This dude right here. I don't know if y'all know who ISO does. Talk about the guy that dominated me for the first month of the game. There's one guy that literally ran my pockets early on in 2K in every tournament, and it was ISO Dill. It wasn't even close. This dude with Diamond Kyrie would bop me around literally on repeat. Dill, I'm gonna put him in S tier. And the reason I'm putting him in S tier is just because of his full body of work and how good he was the entire year. I might put him in A tier, might move him down with 11. But I'm just saying, week 1, he was top 2, and I don't know if he was even 2. JBM, I like JBM. He's not good this year. And I'm not saying that to be mean. He's still going to beat Grinch, all these guys at F tier. JBM just is not good this year. He did about qual. He about beat Hims. And if he would have beat Hims and qual, maybe he'd be in C tier. But I just can't be any higher on JBM. And JBM's probably beat a lot of these guys on this list. But again, didn't qualify. He's got bigger focuses than where we're at right now. JB, I like JB. I do. And I match with him in every tournament, right? But what I'm saying, look, JB, I love you. And we've matched in plenty of tournaments. And I think you are tough at this game. But I think if I was to lock in against JB, I would do my thing, okay? Again, Players Lounge is the only time JB's played, but JB's been tough. Like, he's historically been tough. And I feel like down the road, a couple years, JB might be the best player on this entire game. It's just not right now. Look, he's on the come up, though. Don't be surprised with him. JC, he made some noise in 250. Say what you want. JC made some noise in 250 before. I think he got popped by Swaggy. But before that, he did make some noise. He made it to what? I think the semis? JC's a tough guy to rank. I think he's on the in-between the C and B tier. I'm going to put him at B tier just because I think of JC kind of with Drex is they made some noise and then lost to Swaggy, right? It's that simple. Drex had a closer game against Swaggy. Didn't quite make it as far, but I do think JC definitely deserves that B tier. And I feel like Xbox gets slandered a lot, but I'm gonna just put this out there. A lot of these PlayStation guys want to slander Xbox, but when they come to Xbox, what happens? Just throwing that out there, okay? Jin, okay, we all know Jin is obviously one of the toughest players in general historically. Now, my question is, Jin look, He makes, I swear, he makes it to the semifinals of 250K every single time. My thing is, Jin gets so, eventually he gonna win a 250. Eventually, if he sticks to it, he gonna win a 250. But my thing is this, historically, even, you know, current gen, next gen, he's just so tough at this game. Is he A or is he S tier? I don't know, because the only reason I got Dylan S tier right now, and I love Dylan, the only reason he's an S tier is because he literally was the best player on the game, him and Splash, for a month. I mean, it's just that simple. So Jin is probably at the top of A tier. We'll see if he goes S, right? We'll see down the road. J Money rep, I feel like J Money did okay in 250. If I remember correctly, again, I don't know J Money that well. I think he did okay in 250. Again, I've never played the guy. I don't know too much about J Money, but I'm gonna put him in C tier again. If you're in C tier, it's not disrespectful. Just know that. You know, F tier is disrespectful. So if y'all in F tier and, you know, want to be mad, okay, I get it. Justin, listen, I played Justin leading up to 250. The dude was moving well. He was playing well, but then in 250, I don't know. He said something about delay. Might have got delayed, but similar to Hims, again, if you get first rounded, it's just one of those things, like, just off of the strength of that, you gotta be in C tier. But I think Justin eventually gonna make some noise in 250. Kenny Zeus, I'm gonna put in B tier. Again, I don't know too much about Kenny Zeus. I personally don't think I've ever played him this year, but I've seen him wager Isaac, I think, one day. I think that's who it was against. And Kenny Zeus is solid. I think he had a tough game in 250. That was a fun game to watch. So I'm gonna put Kenny Zeus in B tier. Could I be completely off on that? Absolutely. 100%. Again, a lot of these next-gen, newer Pro-Am, Xbox, or PlayStation guys, I might not know a ton about. King LeBron is horrible. He's in D tier. Like, he is horrible. I'm sorry. He's horrible at this game. Just throwing it out there. Don't take this the wrong way, but if you're horrible at the game, you're just horrible at the game. I'm sorry. Peja, look, you qualified on both current and next gen. You've historically made some noise. I think Peja is a top player on the Xbox console, but he lost to CB13 in 250 for the money. And against me on current gen, he blew a 13-point lead. Is he on the verge of being A tier? Absolutely. He's on the verge of being A tier. There's no question about it. But right now, based on the strength of CB beating him for the money, I got CB in A tier. Now, again, if we do put current gen in there, I might have to, based on that, put him in A tier. Look, Newman Goat is B tier. Here's the deal with Newman Goat. You can say, oh my gosh, Newman in B tier, he got popped by Swag. Yo, yeah, sure, but what did he do before that? Did he not make the finals of the Xbox current gen? Look, yes, he only had to win 2 games. And one of the games was Mickey Mouse, okay? But his first game against Hims, to beat Hims, is tough to do, okay? And that's why Newman is above Hims right now. Because in that game, for the money, he beat Hims. I can't put Newman any higher because Newman beat a terrible dude in round 2. And then obviously got a bye in round 3 because Xbox. We're not even going to start about that. But then in obviously the finals, he got popped. But just based on the strength of making an Xbox finals, he's at B tier. It's that simple. Legendary Loot, I can't rank because I've never played. Right? It's just that simple. A lot of these guys, if I've never played you, if I don't know anything really about you comp-wise, simply just can't rank you. Malik, did he qualify or did he get DQ'd? I don't know much about Malik. I haven't played him much this year. Again, it's just one of those things. I'm putting him in C tier, but again, I could be completely wrong on Malik. I think he actually qualified. Did he lose to somebody? Again, I don't have all of my facts in front of me right now. But a lot of these guys, if I haven't played you, or if you didn't make that much noise at 250, I can't really rank you. This dude, Nike, man. Let me tell you, I might have to put him in B tier because I don't think he qualified on either jet. But let me tell you this. I'm putting him at least in A tier. Let me tell you this. There's one guy on next-gen PlayStation that I think will absolutely run me for my money right now, and that is Nike. This dude, if you want to watch the best offensive player on that console, watch him. He's offensively the best on next-gen right now. I'm putting him in A tier because he didn't, I think he got DQ'd, to be honest with you, but this dude, do not sleep on him. Don't be surprised if he wins 250 next year, man. Don't be surprised. Nas 1K. He's honestly underrated. I'm going to put him in C tier because he's made some finals with some PLs, beat some decent dudes. I'm going to put him in C tier. Now, again, if you're a D tier and beat him, look, it is what it is. But he's made some noise, man. He definitely has made some noise. I can't put him in C tier. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. Just based off, the history, I can't do it. But he's not bad at all. Half Elijah this year, I don't know how good he is. Historically, though, he's been solid. I've played him in plenty of tournaments. Omen Answer, he's F tier. And I'm not saying this as a negative light, but I'm going to say this. and I gotta do this as well. And you guys might not like this, but I gotta do it. Omen Answer beat Cash Money Carlo for the bread. He did. Omen Answer beat Carlo in round 1 of 250. In my opinion, maybe the 2 worst players that qualify, but Omen Answer beat him for the money. Now, here's what I will say. I beat Omen Answer by 30. Like 2 different times before 250. He is not, don't take that the wrong way because he qualified, but he not really like that at the game. But he beat Carlo, so I'm going to just put them both in that tier because they're both like just not great at the game. Honest, he's always tough. I don't know, did he get first rounded or second rounded this year? Problem is, he always just, I feel like, comes up and plays. Like, I don't think he takes the game too serious, and if he did, he would be one of the best. Put him in that C tier, though, because of him just not necessarily taking the game serious too much. Oreo. Did I play Oreo this year? I feel like that was a last year more than anything thing. I don't know how much he played my team this year. In my history with Oreo, he's always been okay. Always been right around. Like, it's been a close game. I don't know if he's ever beaten me, maybe once or twice, but I just don't think he's necessarily next level good at my team. But obviously, I respect Oreo because, you know, he's giving me some trouble. Philly made Pep. Like, I like Pep. I like him a lot. I'm trying to think, was his first round matchup? Who was his first round matchup? I think it was a guy that was not very good, and it was Unsold Product. And Unsold Product beat Pep, I think, is the matchup. But Unsold Product is not good. I mean, it's just the way it is. I think I got the matchup right. If they played in round 1, it's the matchup I got right. Neither one of these guys, I thought Pep was better, but he got bopped in round 1, so I can't really say too much about it. Real Killer, got him in D tier. I played him, I bopped him one time, and that's the only time I ever played him. He's just not very good at the game, in my humble opinion. Rello, I'm going to put Rello in C tier. I don't necessarily think Rello's necessarily that next level good. I don't think he even qualified for 250. I'm sorry, I'm going to put him in D tier. Look, again, if you didn't qualify for 250 and you're not like winning every PL tournament, winning every tournament out there, I can't be that high on you. Shot, again, I can't really say anything about it. Splash, I think, said he was not, or that he was starting to get better, whatever else. I don't necessarily know how much I've played Shot, if ever. I'm gonna put him in D tier. D tier is a lot of those guys that I don't really know too much about. Just throwing that, I don't really know too much about. So just kind of know that. So, guys, I feel bad for So. And when I say that, it is the reason I feel bad for So is he didn't even have a chance at 250. He got booted offline, which is why we got to start flying people out. Here's what I'll say about So. I didn't see him too much all year long. I'm basing this off of round 1 of 250, and he qualified when he wanted to. It's really that simple. Obviously, last year, So was tough, and I'm going to put him at B tier because of last year. But, again, I think So is probably top 5 on the Xbox console, so that's why he is in, obviously, that B tier. Stex, I'm trying to think if I played Stex this year. I don't really know or remember. And because of that, I'm putting him in D tier. Again, if I don't know or remember, or you didn't play in 250, I can't be super high on you. And again, if I have my facts wrong on some of you guys, I'm sorry. There's, 64 different quals. I'm not going to get everyone in there, but Stex, I think, is solid at the game. I'm just throwing him in D tier. Swaggy, look, man, we all know how much I love Swaggy, man. One hit, the Xbox side of cringe, and qualified on next gen. Honestly, thought he was better at next gen throughout the majority of the year. He gave me the most fits on Xbox on next gen throughout the majority of the year. What I will say is this for Swaggy. He looks super uncomfortable on PlayStation, and that's typical. And so in the finals, when y'all gonna say, well, Splash did this, well, obviously, because it's on that console, right? And if you don't think it matters, I played Nike on PlayStation. He's Zeus. He beat me by 15, 20 points. I play him on Xbox, and I beat him by 15, 20 points. It matters. It means a lot. And so it's just something a lot of you guys don't necessarily think of. Thomas, good at the start of the year, stop playing the game. I'm going to put him in C tier because of that. Again, guy that at the start of the year was really, really tough, but he just kind of stopped playing and then lost to Swaggy. Ultimately, in round 1, T-Loading, he's been tough the entirety of the year. If we're talking about the full body of work, he's got to be up here in at least A tier. He made the finals of next gen, I do believe, and he's just been tough. Now, my personal opinion on T-Loading, and T-Loading's beat me more times than I probably beat him this year, but every time I play him, I just think, this guy is not good at the game, but he beats me. That's just T-Loading for you, and I feel like a lot of people are the same way, like just thinking T is not good, but then he beats you. Like, that's just kind of my thing about T. We're probably even on the year, but again, I just got to respect the body of work, not just, my personal opinion on things. AOT Trey, look, the only thing I got for AOT Trey is this. He was up 25 points on me in round 1 of the tournament, in which I obviously won. So I'm going to put him in B tier because of that. Look, he was up 25. Yes, he threw the game, but look, say what you want about AOT Trey, man. Say whatever you want. The dude obviously hooped in the first half of that game. I'm putting him in B tier. Wall, you don't have to like me. You don't have to respect me. And honestly, you don't have to agree with me. Listen, and I'm not trying to even get disrespectful because Wall is solid on current gen. But when you think about current gen dudes that run PlayStation, nobody really plays PlayStation 4. Let's look who's above him. Next gen. Jin's better than Wall on current gen. 11's better than Wall on current gen. Next gen. Who else is up here on current gen? Anger made the Final Four on current gen. Clamps, I think, is better than Wall. Let's keep going for current gen people on PlayStation. That's it. So C tier is not even saying Wall is bad. It's just saying the dude didn't play next gen all year long. And it's me saying the dude's Wall has beat all year long, or his wager record are scrubs. They're dudes like Grinch. Grinch not a win. Grinch a lick is honestly, it's that simple. Wale, look, Wale, I'll give credit where it's due. Wale, again, I don't know enough about him. I've never played against him. He's on West, but he's tough. And I know his point guard, I think, got injured in 250. I don't even remember who he played. I'm going to put him in C tier, but C tier, again, is not a tier of you're bad. It's just a tier of if you got first rounded, you're probably in C tier in 250. Unless you have ran tournaments all year long. It's just probably where you're ultimately going to be at. Splash, it's obvious, man. I mean, the dude is S tier. You can't disrespect his body of work. Right now, I am going to move Dill down to A tier. And it's not me saying Dill is bad. It's just me saying, look, the dude did not win a console. E won a console. Splash won a console. Swaggy won a console. That's why they're at S tier. And you don't have to agree with my tier list. But what I would say is this. Dill was the best for a time. Nike, I think, on next gen right now, is the best on PlayStation 5. I might be wrong, but against me, he's the toughest matchup. CB made the finals. Jin, I think, made 2 Final Fours on PlayStation. I might be wrong. You got Breeze, who I think is really tough. And then 11, obviously, made the finals. T made the finals. I'm going to have to move Breeze down, though. Because did Breeze make a finals? I don't think he did. So I'm going to have to move Breeze down. And it's not me saying Breeze is bad, but look, I just think it's where he belongs. B is a good tier. I'm just throwing that out there. If you're in B tier, it's good. Might move some people around, but again, it's body of work. Do I think Newman's as good as Peja or Newman's as good as Isaac? Probably not objectively. But Newman's body of work is better than both of theirs. It's just that simple. And so, it's sometimes the eye test, sometimes you just got to go with the body of work. And so, it's really where we're at right now. Obviously, so here. B tier is all around pretty solid. JC obviously did make the Final Four, so that's why he obviously is in B tier. C tier is just one of those things that you probably qualified for 250 or you've been good this year, but you just didn't make any real noise. Blessed, I might move him up. I think Blessed does deserve to be moved up because he did win a round and then obviously got beat by me. But Blessed has been good even on PL, stuff like that. So I am going to move Blessed up just because of that. Again, you guys might not like that, but it's what it is. And obviously D tier, guys that I just maybe not know or have a small sample size this year or didn't qualify for 250. It's just that simple. And then an F tier, obviously, Agent, the vibes. We don't even know what that is. Wasted money. Dun God, again, I don't really know who that is. I think he's from overseas. Isn't very good. Grinch, the lick on PlayStation 4 that literally is horrible. Omen Answer, a guy that beat Carlo in round 1, but isn't very good. And then obviously Carlo, who lost in round 1. So this is my tier list. You guys don't have to love it. I honestly, you guys don't even have to respect it. But this is my ultimate My Team tier list of this year. Again, I base a lot of what I do off 250. And if you guys don't like that, that's fine. You either better dominated outside of 250 or you better done something in 250. It's just quite honestly that simple. I know your thoughts down below in the comments because, guys, a lot of people are going to have their own opinions. Again, go watch Splash's video. He started this off, but again, I'm super, super excited to see what you guys' thoughts on all of this is. I'm going to move Trey down real quick just because he got first rounded, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.